Hello, welcome back. This is Insti and I'm continuing playing Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. And I think we are going to do some research. We need to find about Divine Syndicate, branded flower pots, broken pot, and a stolen plants list. So let's start with those. Then we take Toby to Cardens and use his nose, if I remember correctly. I think I do. So, well, these are encyclopedias, newspapers, and what is this? Research. Do we have?
This is where I keep my post.
Well, that's good. So there's no new papers. I'll start with the rare plants. I'm guessing it's in encyclopedias. That would make sense. Well, not in art and architecture. That's for sure. Oh, I think I can. Yeah, I can change these through here. Okay, that's good. So I don't have to walk. Economic science, no. Oh, Das Kapital.
That is not the one I need.
No, it's not. Something stuck in my throat. Why not dynamite? Well, why not indeed? Miss Dynamite. I don't know where that came to my head. Can't even remember. Roman history, Napoleon, Greek history, ancient Egypt, Prussian militarism. Everything is interesting, but not what we need. Medicine. Tuberculosis, the killer, cocaine, toothache drops. Snake oil, first aid, body chemistry, volume 2. Yeah, cocaine is a hell of a medicine at these times. But again, not what we are looking for. Botany, plant hormones, medicinal herbs, exotic plants, volume 4, poisonous, Nicotiana tabacum, so tobacco plants, Myristica fragrance. I'm guessing we need poisonous plants. These plants have a certain toxicity in common, more or less variable. Dionea carnivorus, Carlina inebriare, Florem diabolica, Prunus serotina. Well, I'm not gonna read everything this through, but there are definitely same names we already almost can see here. Only the first three can be dangerous to humans, particularly Florem diabolica, but only under very specific conditions. Florem diabolica. Interesting. The plant should react to a process of aggression against which it will issue deadly spores.
Here it is.
Okay. Search for the symbol. Art and early relay.
That is not the one I need.
Probably not here. To be honest, I have no idea what year we would start. Hellenistic treasure stolen, modest war, Pimlico mystery, Adston mining disaster, study in Scarlet, Jack the Ripper, London match girl strikes, Brazil abolishes slavery, Whitechapel murders. Scandal at Divine Syndicate.
That is not the one I need.
Oh, but because we are trying to find the symbols, so I can't check, but that I have to remember. Chemistry, poisonous toxins, probably something we need later, maybe. Gunshot wounds, wounds and injuries. Criminalistics, anthropometry, fingerprints, new method, preserving footprints, forensics techniques, nope. Martial arts, nope. Marks and symbols. Well, obviously Divine Syndicate first. The Divine Scholastic Syndicate for Vegetation Veneration. The members of the syndicate worship Trevan, the God King. They strive to obtain spiritual peace and release themselves from the material world. So generous donations are appreciated. Of course, generous donations are appreciation. How much you are willing to keep for the temple? Anyways.
Here it is. The Divine Syndicate is not a supplier to Kew Gardens. Besides, there is no address here.
There is none. Let's go with the symbols. So we are going still in here. Symbol S. London Garden Supplies, maybe? Seymour's Gardens Equipment and Supplies. We are premium supplier for all your landscape gardening and timber requirements. Full range supply and delivery of sands, soils, mulches, pots, and anything else you may need. 3 Blurden Road, London.
Here it is.
So, let's search for the case. 1889. Oh. And it's the scandal at Divine Syndicate. Scandal at the Divine Syndicate Club. The Divine Syndicate Club, followers of the God King Tervan, situated on 48 Grosvenor Street, Carlton Road, protector of plants and more particularly trees, are currently the subject of an administrative investigation. The leaders of this organization are suspected of financial malfeasance. It may be that this investigation will lead to charges of judiciary. Meanwhile, many voices have risen high against this inception, denouncing the state. In fact, this private organization, which has given as its goal the defense of and protection of nature, and which incorporates many persons of influence, including political representatives of the opposition party. I can't even read today, but this is
Here it is. And here is the Divine Syndicate's address. Perfect. It is time to find out what they have against Montague Dunn.
I still think we go first and use the doggo. Before we continue, okay. So, theft and murder. The killers may be those who stole the exotic plants, including the deadly species from the last exhibition at Kew Gardens. Yes, but probably no. Again, I'm almost certain it's one of those 3. So, where's Toby? Toby! Oh, you're almost ready.
Oh dear, Toby. I wasn't aware that you were Watson's new literary agent.
I hope he's coming with me now. I don't know. Let's go to the Kew Gardens first. Okay, he's with us. That's good. Again, interesting. What you reading, Watson? Anyways. So we need to go to...
Let us take Toby to the laboratory. He will pick up the scent of this mysterious substance.
Exactement.
Search, Toby. Search.
Oh, nothing on the roof. But here we are. Quite clear. We are very talented dog. We can open doors. I could run. Let's see. Yeah. Look, those ears flap around. Anyways, where you are leading us? Well, obviously here. Haha. I don't know why I said obviously. It's not that obvious. I thought this would be a good place to do something, but I didn't. Oh, a hidden place. Let's sniff it.
Congratulations, Toby. Now let us see what you have found.
Oh, a hidden bottle.
This is the bottle that was used in the laboratory. It was buried here.
Interesting.
There is still some liquid remaining in the bottle, with gold flakes. A tiny caterpillar. Not surprising to see one in a garden, but at the bottom of a bottle.
Very interesting. Now what are we going to do? We need to perform analysis. Chemistry flask buried under the ground of Kew Gardens. Dialogue, symbol of broken flower pot found in the Kew backyard. The symbol is not the Kew Gardens. This clip means divine, if I'm not mistaken. So that's something important. And the following three plants were proven lethal to humans: Diania carnivorus, Carlina inebriare, Floren diabolica. The realization of the toxic process is fairly difficult, for it requires a particular chemical fertilizer, natural stimulation, and nutrition. The caterpillars should work. We just found a caterpillar. Right. Yeah, I'm just checking these. Okay. So, find the stolen plants from the last exhibition at Kew Gardens. Find the plant that used to kill the Montague Dunn. Find out who killed Montague Dunn. Find out what the Divine Syndicate is concealing. I think we could go first. Fetch Toby completed. Good boy.
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire.
Agreed. At least one of you is useful. Just kidding. Don't look so sullen. Although Toby is better. Anyways, I think we go back to Baker Street and find out what's inside the vial. And then I could go to the Divine Syndicate. Oh yes, I can analyze. Okay, that's good.
Let us determine just what we have found here. Let us pour liquid from the bottle into a test tube to perform an analysis.
Unknown liquid. Do I take it? Apparently I do. Probably here. And that was automatic. Okay. What now? Oh. I couldn't take the left one, but I could take the right one.
A colorless, water-based liquid.
I don't know if this is a wise decision, but let's do it.
Quite a strong floral aroma.
And...
Holmes? What are you doing?
It has a bitter taste.
What if it's poisonous?
Did you ever see poison stored in enormous jars like that? Anyway, there is a doctor nearby.
So what do you think it is?
It is some kind of organic compound. Let us vaporize the liquid and see what happens.
To be honest, it's still kind of irresponsible to drink liquid you don't know what it... Oh, whoa, whoa, what are those? Where did those graphical bugs came about? Are we ready?
Small colorless crystals.
Hopefully...
Colorless, tiny crystals that are soluble in water, with a floral smell and a bitter taste. Watson, could you pass me that small bottle, please?
Of course. Here you are. Holmes, do you know what it is?
Wagner's reagent. There was a label on the bottle that you passed to me.
No, Holmes, I meant the bottle that we found.
Let me add the reagent and see if there is any sediment, and then I shall tell you.
Hopefully those graphical
I need
box...
to take a pipette and make several drops of the reagent.
Stop. So... Okay.
Red sediment, just as I suspected.
Okay.
This liquid is of organic origin. It contains some alkaloid. Most likely it is unstable, and that is why there is a quantity of gold dust to prevent contamination. This mixture is probably a fertilizer. Someone was carrying out unusual experiments in the garden's laboratory.
Right. So anything new? No. Something came to journal, if I'm correct. Caterpillars. We found bottle of containing alkaloid and caterpillars at Kew Gardens. There is no doubt that they were used for an experiment. Deadly experiment. Someone performed an experiment in the laboratory at Kew Gardens with a reagent unrelated to the plant's upkeep. In addition, after the experiment, the reagent bottle was hidden in the bushes. This person did not want it to be discovered. That is very suspicious. Let's think. If it's Divine Syndicate in it, they could probably only be an accomplice role, because if they did it all by themselves, why they didn't take the vial with them and hid it somewhere else? Again, more likely inside job. Watson?
What should we do next, Holmes?
We are going to the Divine Syndicate, obviously. Haha. So let's just do that. There it is. Oh, I always forget that.
This place is beautiful, Holmes. Its atmosphere is remarkably soothing.
Let us find someone who could help us.
Well, ooh, this is very lovely place, if I may say so myself. Definitely beautiful. We can go left, straight, or to the hill. I might check around first a little bit to get a lay of the land before I talk to anyone. Ooh, nice. But what can I check in here? I have no idea. Maybe I'm in wrong place. Oh, broken pieces.
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
And
A fragment of a flower pot.
here is the cover. And here are the pots. And I'm guessing these are Kew Garden pots.
The Kew Gardens symbol.
What a surprise. We need to go to talk to him. Can I enter?
Locked.
No, I can.
Locked.
I cannot. Is that sound annoying? Sorry about that. Okay. Watson, you can come. There's nothing bad happening here. We are perfectly safe. So. Ooh. Nice balance. Wish I had that balance. Hello, good sir.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock...
I am exalting the sap. A while can you wait? From the trace of elements and moreover from the quality of the ambient geotropism it depends. Therefore, please, mind my gravitropism. Its balance. Do not disturb.
Disturbed is most definitely the word.
Steady on, Watson.
There. Completed is the symbiosis. Welcomed you are. To introduce myself I shall. I am the Green Grand Mystic.
The Green Grand Mystic himself.
This is me. Who am I speaking to?
We are two gentlemen who are extremely interested in the vegetation philosophy that is advocated by this establishment.
Listening to you, I am.
Okay, let's start with checking things out. Interesting dragon tattoo. Although this is not the girl with the dragon tattoo. Fingertip calluses. Acid burn. Chemical practice. Okay. Look around.
We should like to take a look around, to immerse ourselves in the wisdom that emanates from here.
It is a school of anastomosis, the divine scholastic syndicate for vegetation veneration and meditation. You may say, the divine syndicate, glory to the eukaryotic. Only true devotees, those whose hearts are ready to spermatophize in sharing of knowledge, are permitted to physically enter our vegetable kingdom and its wisdom.
It's gotta mean something.
And to be permitted, you must earn it. Yes.
Well, obviously. Do you know the Kew Gardens?
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
Broken pot. Oh no. Oh no.
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
Okay. A symbol on a broken pot. Which one?
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
Okay, what am I missing? Keys for Kew Garden, symbol, buried chemistry flask. Right. Okay. Apparently, did I again choose the same?
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
Okay, branded flower pots.
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
Buried chemistry flask? Wait, what? Have I gone through all of these?
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None.
Okay, now we have to
Not
check
worthy
the...
there.
The Green Grand Mystic is a strange character. He has a Chinese tattoo. There is a particular scar on the palm of his left hand, injury that occurs if one uses unnecessary force with the chemical pipette. He has practiced chemistry which requires Cartesian mindset. Key card and symbol on a flower pot found in the divine... What is wrong with this now? Okay, have I missed one of those?
Do you have...
Okay.
None. Not worthy there.
Nevertheless, we have seen Kew Garden's flower pots in your yard. How could they happen to be there?
What? Our sacred place you permitted yourself to search? Sacrilege.
No, really now. There was a theft of plants at Kew Gardens a matter of days ago, and we believe the pots we found here may be connected with it. Please tell us, were you involved?
No. Those plants were ours. They had stolen them from us.
How so?
Their director, Dump, I believe.
Done.
Yes, that's what I said. He borrowed from us 3 of our sisters for the exhibition at his greenfly-infested gardens. But he never gave them back to us. Excuses and imbecility. So we went in and saved them.
I see. So, if you stole those rare plants from them, then it means... Ah, I get it. Bravo, Holmes. I think the case is solved.
No, we did not steal. We saved. Well, as a matter of fact, we were unable to find our 3 plants.
Interesting.
I beg your pardon. And yet you took all of the exotic plants from the stand.
They had disappeared. It was the least we could do. They stole our sisters, and so we stole theirs.
I'll have to check, but apparently I managed to misclick one of the clues all the time. That happened. Guess my excuse, it's early in the morning, maybe. Anyways, ready?
Green Grand Mystic, we are ready to become devotees and gain access to your temple.
What is the name of our Lord,
Well, at least
our
this I
God
know.
King?
It's the Trevon the God King.
Our God King's name is Trewan, Green Grand Mystic.
Oh la, good, I like you. Here is the holy key to the wisdom place. Holy donation can you make whenever you so wish.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
I pray you to taste our fertilizer substance. From the burdens of life it helps to free.
But of course.
Raw sap, it is called. It is near the entrance.
Okay,
Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
so that was a little odd. Whoa. Sect stole everything. The Divine Syndicate stole all plants from the exhibition, including the deadly species. They could have used them in order to murder Montague Dunn. The Divine Syndicate stole all but the deadly plants from the exhibition. Well, it was partial theft, if we are believing him. And at the moment, there really is... Well, he was quite forthcoming. That could be obviously be an obfuscation. But overall, he was not hiding the fact, and he didn't see it as a stealing because they were borrowing those, according to them. So I go with the partial theft. So what else? Have I... Okay, I think I've controlled everything. So let's go and see if we can go inside and find something from there. I really have to probably check later that did I actually miss all the time the clue. Anyways, that happened anyways. So what do we have here? Nothing. Let's start from the left, go around. Drug stable.
That should be the raw sap that the Green Grand Mystic spoke of.
Okay. Let's sample the sap.
It is rather delicious, and of an excellent quality.
My word, Holmes. Their sap is like a form of cocaine.
My dear Watson, it probably is cocaine. A door. I'll check the main floor. Ah, Trevon.
This must be Trewan, the Divine Syndicate's god.
Somehow this reminds me of Resident Evil. Hello there, good sir. Adam.
You came to make a donation? Glory to Trewan!
Okay, whatever you say. I'm all board. Anyways.
This door is locked, but I can try to open it.
Not yet. Well, we might as well. Oh, there's these moving parts again. Actually, that could work. So, actually, it couldn't work. Come on. Let's see what I can find from here. Nothing, but what I can find from here. Yes. So maybe this one needs a little bit moving. Where's the green one? There. Okay. That is a bit wrong, I would say. And that's open. Okay, but before we go that, because probably the most important thing are behind the locked door, so we can check this area first. Cage. What? Oh, we can open this both. Cage with caterpillars.
Caterpillars. They are raised as food for certain plants. Let's take them.
Okay, that's good. And here we have the plant I was talking. Oh,
a tropical plant. Nothing of interest.
Of course it's interesting.
A tropical plant. Nothing of interest.
So not interested about tropical plants, although we are looking for tropical plants.
A tropical plant. Nothing of interest. A tropical plant. Nothing of interest.
Right. And
a tropical plant. Nothing of interest. A tropical plant. Nothing of interest.
Right. This is the situation where I wouldn't open the last one, but of course I will open it. Florem diabolica.
These 3 plants are identical to the ones shown at the exhibition. I shall take them.
Okay. We just stole a few plants from them, but whatever. Don't mind me, I'm just walking with these 3 huge plants in my pocket. So what do we have here? Why did we want to get in here? Yeah, I noticed that, but I don't check it until... Ah, chemistry cupboard.
This substance is an alkaloid, the same as in the bottle we found in the bushes at Kew Gardens. Chemicals, a sufficient quantity for some serious experiments.
But same could be said from the Kew Gardens.
That would be enough to perform the most difficult of chemical experiments.
Okay. Have we checked everything? I think we have. Oh, opium balls.
A vast amount of opium.
Well, that is quite huge load. I think we have checked everything from here. If I... Oh!
These instruments are used for smoking opium.
Oh, really? Having now checked everything, okay. Anything else we can do? Nope. 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 So, set up the experiment. Set up the alkaloid from chemical laboratory and the caterpillars and perform the experiment with the deadly plants. Guess we do that now. So I think
Perfect, Watson. We can begin our experiment.
So I'm guessing we go back to the Baker Street and not do it here. Yes. So for now, at least, we are done in here. Yeah, I think we have at least one case after this, and I can't remember if there's one more. But then it's towards Sherlock Holmes and Devil's Daughter. And after that, I'm done with Sherlock Holmes for a while, because I don't have the chapter 1. And I'm not hurrying the buying it at the moment. So I've been thinking what to play next. I'll have to check that. One thing I've been interested to do is Call of Cthulhu and Shadow of the Comet game. It's an older game, if I can record that. Again, it's older game, so... Have you lost your conkers?
This green grand mystic fellow seems rather suspicious, Holmes. What should we do next, Holmes?
I would say lay off the sap, mate. It's not good for you. Or did you go for the opium? Anyways, yeah, I was thinking that could be
I imagine that one of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done. I shall begin now. Watson, if you are at all optimistic to have dinner this evening, then I'd recommend that you put on the gas mask.
So I'll have to see the if I can get it to work, and then okay, what else? But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So we have Carlina Inebriare, Diochea Carnivorus, and Florem Diabolica. Let's start with that. What do I do with it? I don't know.
This
Okay.
plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid.
And this one?
This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid.
And this one?
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid.
Right. Let's take a pin.
My word! It shot a spike at me after I stabbed it with a pin. I imagined that its reaction would be ferocious if I increased the strength of my attack. My word!
I'm almost certain this is the flower watch we are looking for, because the dawn was not covered with spikes. And this apparently is a more trapping kind, as we can see.
It appears to have fallen inactive after being disturbed. It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more.
Okay, come on. Let's drop the alkaloid so it opens up. I'm guessing...
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid.
Yes. Can we use caterpillars?
How interesting. What a strong and effective defensive mechanism. I am interested in what might occur if the prickly plant should shoot at it.
Wait, what?
I find the behavior of predators utterly fascinating.
And what does this do?
It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more. I am interested in what might occur if the prickly plant should shoot at it.
Oh yes, 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 obviously. That's why we can change these. So am I correct to assume if I put it like this? Caterpillar over here. Oh, no, 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 I have to open it. I need to open this one, yeah.
It appears to open.
Okay, let's see if this works now. Oh yes, definitely a better smoke there.
Toxic gas with spores. Extraordinary.
Yes.
The plants would be capable of killing only if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too early, Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
Okay, but before that, we apparently deduce something. Albert's ambition, wide studies, dead depression, missing dead plants. What can we get here? Sect scheme. The Divine Syndicate left the plants at Kew Gardens in order to murder Montague Dunn at a later date. Someone sold the deadly plants before the Divine Syndicate were able to. Well, if we are taking Divine Syndicate's guru confession at face value, he said they couldn't they got everything else except tree plants. And that would point, and then they took the other retreat back the plants, their own plants, and then they took the other. Okay, so I would go with someone stole the deadly plants before the Divine Syndicate were able to. So anything else? Deadly precision. Okay, can I use this on something else? And yes, I can. What do we have here? Albert's lack of experience. Albert is not very good at botany. It is doubtful that he could have learned how the plants might release their deadly spores. Albert studies. Albert had a biological knowledge to stimulate the deadly plants. Well, he did not. He's more of a shipmate. So he lacks experience about botanical things. That much is true. Even everyone else is confirming this one. White's lack of experience. The knowledge of Miss White acquired at the university might not be enough to guarantee the correct reaction of the deadly plants. White's knowledge. Miss White had the biological knowledge to stimulate the deadly plants. Well, she definitely has that knowledge. Even confirmed by Hamish and everyone else. She's talented. Yeah, I could go with that, but not yet. Because obviously we're not done yet. So I'm not going to charge anyone at this time. Everything can change. So I guess we go back to the Kew Gardens then. Excuse me. So, you're here. Well, let's start with you then. Well, Hamish. Divine Syndicate, what do you know about it?
Are you aware of the Divine Syndicate?
The Divine what? Is this a joke?
No, I am quite serious.
What a ridiculous name. Anyway, I have never heard of this syndicate.
That's peculiar, but anyways.
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
And your activity?
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
So, let's see if we can find Albert. Is he here? Oh, yes, yes. Do you know Divine Syndicate?
Tell me, have you ever heard of the Divine Syndicate?
No, I cannot say that I have.
Again, interesting. Day of Dunn's death.
Your father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Suspicious? Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of Lysa something, or Lear Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. And I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Yes. He came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
Okay. Interesting. And again, he really doesn't... Either he's a very good actor, which is a bit iffy, but he doesn't even know the Latin names of the plants.
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times. I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor. Oh, my God.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Let's see this again. What's the dialogue there? And it was, they stayed out backyard. It was perhaps 9:40. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here. I guess he means here. And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing? Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times. I also saw him returning from talking to Miss White and that was 10:10. Okay. So let's go and see Miss White, who appears a guilty person in our deduction table at the moment, but that probably will change. So let's see what she has to say. Divine Syndicate. Ring a bell?
The Divine Syndicate. Does that name mean anything to you, by any chance?
Not at all. But it is a very pretty name.
Okay. So no one knows about that. Okay. Day of the Death.
Can you tell me what Mr. Dunn was doing upon the day of his death?
I can. But there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
Okay, the time of death.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert and Mr. Hamish from the large glass house. I joined them as soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were you doing in the laboratory?
I was recording an experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Sorry. Your records.
You say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Oh, certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
Thank you.
Thank you, miss.
Everyone has gone, Holmes. The way is clear.
Yeah, but I'll go first and see the recording. Why am I here? I need to leave. Can I leave from here? Well, we apparently leave from here. Because I want to see the recording before we start doing anything at all. No. Don't get stuck on the railings. You could just hop over like a good boy. She said it's in the laboratory. Laboratory. Okay. Somewhere over here.
Yes, this is quite a modern laboratory.
That's 821.
Martin Hamish's perception of plants. The notion of communication in the plant world has long been considered marginal, yet I remain convinced that some plants do indeed transmit chemical signals in the event of attack.
A study report by Martin Hamish.
Interesting. So he knows about those attacks.
And it seems clear from these multiple experiments that plants do respond to their environment and have a form of consciousness. Margaret White, February 1895. Report number 245.
Study report.
And she has similar ideas. I can check the table.
This is a table for experiments. It resembles my own.
Yes, it does. But we need the cylinder. What do we have here?
Chemicals. A sufficient quantity for some serious experiments.
So it's not a lack of chemicals then. That's the cylinder. Can I take any other cylinder? No. Oh,
Cylinder records.
anything about them? Nope.
Here it is.
Okay.
These plants, classified as shrubs or grasses, have adapted to their arid environment due to a system of underground roots.
This recording seems very long. It is unnecessary to listen to all of it. Miss White was in the laboratory, as she told us.
Whoa, 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 whoa. How do you know that? We have no idea when the recording was made. She didn't say any time. Jesus, Sherlock, you're jumping conclusions there. Besides, I don't know how long they could be, the records in those cylinders. Because let's remember, it's 1880 something or 1890 something. So I don't know how long they hold. And besides, she never mentioned any date in the recording, although even that doesn't prove anything, because let's say if you're making an alibi, you could say any date at any time. There's no way to verify that. But she doesn't even do that. She's just reading aloud. She could have done that a week ago. That's interesting. That's the first take with Sherlock Holmes that... Because either I believe totally what Sherlock Holmes says now, or I don't. Okay, let's see how this goes. Was it here? Okay. So... while inhaling spores. Escaping room. Wait a minute. Was there anything else? Only 2.
When Montague Dunn was standing close by the plants, the caterpillars were released and caused the deadly spores to activate. Panicking, and likely already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunn started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunn collapsed and died not far from the pool. Well, it is time to perform our experiment on the ventilation system.
Okay. So yeah. The perpetrator had to know about the plants, because they had to be set just so that it would work with the right amount of I'm going to say excitement, but annoyance to the plants and right order, because as we made the test, it didn't work just poking the spore plant, it needed more to
The
work.
caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct. Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system so that they fall down. Watson, stay here and observe.
All right, Holmes.
These windows were perfectly cleaned.
And if I remember correctly, Hamish's room is across the area. Oh. And there's nobody here. So Hamish's room was across the colonial room, if I remember correctly. So let's go and see. Yes.
This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system. We can see the interior of the colonial collection room from this window.
Yes, we can. And there's the lever. Come on. Oh, I need to... Why I can't do anything with that? Do I need to... It's going on the left. Okay, let's follow these and see what I can find. Okay, there's one lever again. What? What? Do I need to follow it on the right order? Seriously? Okay. So let me check. Appears to be quite lengthy, thereby proving that she remained in her laboratory on the day of the crime. No. I don't believe that. I refuse to believe that. So we need to... What? What am I supposed to do now? I couldn't activate those levers. Okay, what am I supposed to do? So it goes out there, okay. Well, this is awkward. So... There it is. Do I need to interact with it somehow? But I can't. Bloody hell. Yes, there's that lever. What am I missing now? I checked this. What am I missing? Let's go check the map. Is there a map in here? Well, there's one in here. I'm definitely missing something. Oh! Right, the ventilation system. I totally forgot that one. Watson, why are you here? Yeah, I need to... God, that was the question mark thingy. I totally forgot that we need to... That was something we can interact with, and I think I even mentioned it, that we probably have to interact with this. Yes. Transmission on.
Before starting the engine, I need to... The
Power.
power is on.
Starter.
The engine has started. The ventilation system is working.
Okay, good. Let's go through that door. Because there are two levers, and one is here. Can I interact with these now?
This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system.
Okay.
From here, we are unable to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room.
Yes.
Excellent. This ventilation fan is working. Let us see if I can activate the other one.
Well, we should be able. Yeah, it's working. Yeah, I totally forgot the engine. Silly me. So now we can...
This is what
Let's open
we can
this.
see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window.
So one of them had to be in here to see that the dear doctor would be under it.
Perfect. Now I just need to find Watson to check the result.
It works perfectly, Holmes. Bravo. Now, if you could just help me to get rid of these caterpillars.
Perfect. Now we know how the murder of Montague Dunn was carried out, by activating both Albert's and Mr. Hamish's fans.
But only from Mr. Hamish's workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunn entered the Colonial Collection Room.
Yes. So let's go with the deduction. Hamish's opportunity. Mountain Hamish had the opportunity to stimulate the deadly plants in the Colonial Collection Room. As a biologist, he would have understood technicality of how to do this. Yes, definitely. Right. Well, I'm not changing whites. Do I need to change this? But that would make... White is not lacking experience. Martin Hamish could be the killer. He had the opportunity to steal Divine Syndicate plants and stimulate them from his workplace directly after he had locked Montague. Yes. Arrest Martin Hamish. Well, okay. Let's do that then.
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
I'm almost certain this cannot be it. I'm missing something. But we need to go to the Scotland Yard then. I don't know. Maybe we get something new. I don't know. There's something off with this. Definitely. Oh, right. Hamish definitely has the opportunity, and is it... Wait, what is this? Oh, Dunn's belongings. But there's still something inkling that this is not correct. Anyways.
Inspector, I believe that Martin Hamish is guilty of the murder of Montague Dunn.
Aha! I knew it. I'll send the lads around to arrest him.
Very good. I shall wait to hear from you.
And this cannot be done because we haven't chosen what to do with the guilty person. So we're not done yet. Did you load? Well, that's odd. No, thank you.
Inspector, I came here as quickly as I could.
Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry.
Oh. Did someone kill him? Can I talk to you?
Martin Hamish is in...
Okay. A large glass house.
Farmhouse.
No.
Holmes, my God!
Yes. We found him like that.
Our messing around with the ventilation system didn't go unnoticed. Mr. Hamish realized that we knew.
Inspector, could you arrange the body, please? I should like to examine it.
Okay.
The mark around the neck is very visible. He died instantly.
Short drop and quick stop. Hopefully breaking the neck and not dying on strangulation. Well, come on. There is it. A little bit. Come on. You can't. No.
Holmes, his left shoe is unique. This anomaly is often a characteristic of...
A club foot. Bravo, Watson. That is the key element of this case.
Okay. And that obviously very pronounced Martin Hamish's letter. Life has become a living hell. I find it unbearable. Dune deserved to die, but I cannot forgive myself for having his blood upon my hands. We Hamishes seem to have always fallen victim to our circumstance, and I find myself to be no exception. I must atone, and I shall do so here and now. Farewell. Interesting. But Hamish confession, clubfoot. Hamish acted alone. Martin Hamish was unable to run due to tibial torsion on his clubfoot. Therefore, we should find out if he had sufficient time to lock the door of the colonial collection room and activate the ventilation system. Did he have an accomplice? That is true, there's a problem. He cannot be in two places at the same time. Talk to Lestrade. Discuss with Lestrade with the possibility impact of new clues found on the body of Martin Hamish. Okay, let's talk. Let's talk.
Something about this rings very oddly.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's club foot. Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing Cross. I should have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't see why.
No, I don't suppose you do. You must recall that Mr. Dunn was locked inside the Colonial Collection Room by the murderer. If it was Mr. Hamish, he would have had to run up to his workplace to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration the condition of his foot.
Well, it is still possible.
Perhaps, but it is rather strange that such a person as Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on the speed of his gait.
You mean to say that somebody helped him?
So the suicide is questionable?
Correct. Mr. Hamish accuses only himself in his letter, and so the investigation stops.
Possibly an accomplice, then? That idea had not occurred to me, Mr. Holmes.
I have another idea, Inspector. Thanks to the testimony that we have collected, we are able to rebuild the events as they took place that day.
With a timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper case.
Precisely.
The map at the entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
Let us analyze the facts and statements so that we may recreate the events of that morning.
Okay, what do we have? Martin Hamish, Montague Dunn went to Albert in the Seed House. I think I have some notion. Of course, I can check them from the dialogue. Let's see. I think it was around 9:30, 9:30. Albert meets Montague Dunn and Martin Hamish. It was around 20 minutes to 10 when Hamish and Montague Dunn went out to the backyard. After 10 minutes, Dunn recommends his inspection and entered the Dry Topics room. Hamish returned to Seed House. Was it 9:40? Montague Dunn and Hamish go out in the backyard. Yeah, this has to be 20 minutes to 10, yes. Oh, it goes automatically here. And then it was 10 minutes, it's 9:50 when he returns and he starts. If I remember correctly, I have some markings here. Hopefully I'm correct with this. Martin Hamish had conversation with Miss White at 10 o'clock. Miss White was in the laboratory until 10:40 when she saw Hamish and Albert in the Waterlily greenhouse and joined them there. Miss White is talking with me. 10. And 10:40. Hamish ran to Albert as soon as he observed that Montague Dunn was unwell, which was at around 10:30. Albert was in the Seed House the entire morning. He observed Hamish returning from visiting Miss White at 10 minutes past 10. And is this correct? I think it is correct. Albert saw Hamish returning from visiting Miss White. Well, okay, let's play the events.
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection Room. He forced open the door, which means that someone locked him inside there at 10:20. Martin Hamish was last seen at 10:10. This means that he has approximately 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Given that he was club-footed, it is doubtful. Albert also has 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room, which is quite enough time. Miss White was last seen at 10 o'clock, which means that she had approximately 20 minutes to lock the door. More than enough time. Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
Okay. Yeah, and besides, nobody saw Miss White. Her only alibi is that she was recording with a recording that has no date or anything else. So let's see what we can do here. So what do we have here? Albert is not involved. Martin Hamish and Albert are not accomplices. It is unlikely that Albert would have had the opportunity, and 10 minutes would have not been enough to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Albert had the time. Albert was Martin Hamish's accomplice. 10 minutes would have been enough for him to follow Montague Dunn and lock the door in order that Martin might activate the ventilation system. I'm almost certain it's not involved. And what do we have here? White had time. Miss White had 20 minutes. It would have been enough to trap Montague Dunn. She could have locked the door and allowed Martin Hamish to activate the ventilation system. Martin Hamish and Miss White are not accomplices. It is unlikely that White would have had the opportunity, and 20 minutes would have not been enough to lock the door of... Well, 20 minutes definitely is enough time to lock the door. We could say the locking door doesn't mean he has to have an experience of botanics. But then we have to also remember that thing. Albert had keys, but so did Miss White. Miss White had money problems, and she knew that it was over with Montague. She might have had an inkling of the problems that would become ending that relationship, meaning losing the intern place in Kew Gardens, which probably is good for the resume, and also the money coming in. And she cannot be certain, but she's not a stupid person, so probably she had an inkling that Montague could be a maybe vengeful person, because he wasn't quite kind to his son either. Of course, a son also has an motive, because he wanted to go to Navy Academy. But that would be interesting if he would be the accomplice. Why would he throw away his reason to go to Navy Academy then, and decide to keep working on the gardens? So all for that, if we would go with the vengeance road, all for that, killing his father as an accomplice, trying to get to Navy and whatnot, and when finally did it, decides, nah, I'm still going to do the exact thing that my father wanted me to do. Besides, Hamish doesn't really like duns, neither the son, neither the father. But he admired White's passion and professionalism and talents. So I'm going with the White is an accomplice. White is an accomplice. Margaret White was Martin Hamish's accomplice in killing Montague Dunn. Her professional ambition and personal situation had been damaged by the breakup with Dunn, yes, and we have to remember Dunn had some leverage. He could probably made Margaret White's future career hard. Well, you could say that Albert Dunn was going to give Miss White money. Well, as long as he was under his father's influence, because let's just say I'm guessing that Albert Dunn doesn't have his own money. He was cleaning latrines in his father's workplace. So the one who was controlling the money of that family, even his son's money, is Montague Dunn. And whatever Albert wants to do, he probably couldn't have done that anyway. Absolve Miss White. Miss White is a desperate woman in debt, resigned to consorting with wealthy gentlemen. When Dunn cast her aside, she killed him in desperation. Hamish tried to save her. She deserved second chance. No, that's a cold-blooded murder anyways. Miss White is a dangerous woman, very capable of carrying out an elaborate murder for monetary gain. She flirted with Dunn's son, Albert, and later pushed Martin Hamish to his suicide. She deserves the rope. Well, that's a little bit iffy if he pushed Martin Hamish to his suicide. But all the things considering, she is part of the planned murder. Yes. Interesting marking stairs. Anyways, continue.
But Holmes, how can you be certain that we'll find Miss White here?
It is obvious, Watson. Just use your brain.
I am using it. I do use it.
Now that the rope has tightened around Martin Hamish, Miss White must act to erase all traces of her implication. After the suicide of her accomplice, there is one final trace remaining: the deadly plants of the Divine Syndicate. She will be there.
Very good. Shall we go?
Just one moment. Now listen to me, Watson. I shall see her alone. You will conceal yourself behind her, quietly.
Whatever are you planning?
Nothing spectacular. The impulses of women have always been a mystery to me. But she is a bold one, and so we must be cautious.
All right. You can count on me, Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martin Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
It is difficult to care about someone who is capable of pushing a man to his suicide. It is over, Miss White. The police will be here any minute.
Over, perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
Oh no, quick time
The
event.
other side? No! Stop! I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
Okay.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
You do
Stop
realize,
this
Holmes, she
foolishness.
probably still
You cannot truly
will be
want to
hanged
die.
for this.
No, it's too late.
Well done, Watson. She was not faking.
Miss White, you have no right to take your own life.
Dr. Watson? Did you just save me? Or worse?
Miss White is a dangerous woman, very capable of carrying advanced affection, but so she was the one who locked the door of the Colonial Collection room directly after Hamish released the caterpillars, and then pushed the Martin Hamish to his suicide only to cover herself. She got what she deserved. And I'm accepting the decision. No turning back. Yes, finish. But apparently I'm with the majority in this one, finally. Anyways, we continue. A half-moon walk. Oh, is this the last one already? I think it is.
Where are you going, Holmes? Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson,
We have. Where to?
to the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet.
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Ah, sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
Ah, I can hear them on the stairs now.
Well, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Rat Alvan. Rat
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
drew an
It
over
is fine,
Alvan.
Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes is my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, because I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
And forget about the dinner? Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
To Whitechapel then, but not yet. Oh, whoa. Can I check? Don't be so sad. Oh, Toby.
Hello, Toby. All you need now is a shawl and a mop cap, and you could be Mrs. Hudson's younger sister.
Okay. I'm guessing Danny the Nutcracker is still in the window. Hello. Yes, she is. Let's go see if we have any letters. Letters, I tell you. Ah, we do have one. Sensation! An exotic method of murder. The arsenal of our present-day criminals may soon be refilled with poisonous plants. A young and beautiful woman, in collaboration with our colleague at Kew Gardens, planned the terrible murder of their director, Mr. Montague Dunn. Only one detective was capable of uncovering the truth behind a tragedy that was initially believed to be a simple heart attack. That detective's name is Sherlock Holmes. Yes, it is. Solve the crime at the Half Moon Street, investigate the crime scene, and talk to witnesses at Half Moon Street. Interrogate Leighton and examine the belongings at Scotland Yard. Okay. Yeah, Kew Gardens drama that we already know. We have Deadly Plant from Kew Gardens. Do we have the... No. Do we have the... We don't have the invitation. I would like to see that. So we'll meet 3 person in this thing. Anything new here? The hand species marked by tiny brown dots. These were caused by pellagra. Yes. Indicate significant change in her life. So, we will have 3 persons in this case, and I think that's the last case. If I remember correctly. There might be some little case afterward. I can't remember. I might be misremembering. Anyways, this is it for this episode. We managed to solve the Kew Gardens, and now we are going to help our friends who help us at the times.
Holmes, poor little Wiggins needs our help.
Yes, I still want that delicious hedgehog goulash. But anyways, I will see you next time, and I hope you enjoyed this episode, and yeah, that's it. Goodbye.